Welcome to this Just for Soap Report video tutorial series. In this video, we're going to demonstrate on how to use variables. So now, without any further ado, let's get started. For our demo, I'll be using these reports that I created last time in our previous series. So using this report, we're going to demonstrate on how to improvise or add a variables that will compute the quantity and the overall quantity. So as you can see, our tables compose or our reports has the following field or columns. We have the order date, product ID, and quantity. Now for the best examples to use the variables, we'll be focusing on the quantity. So let's start. Okay. In just for reports, okay, there's a section here that we can call as variables. This one. So what it does is variables can be used as a computation, majority on computations, or assigning values. So just the typical variables that we know. So we can also do it in here. So let's start. So for this one, I'm going to create a variable, and that variable, okay, let's move this one a little closer. Okay, and for that variable, I'm going to name this as total. Okay. Now, aside from this variable name, if you are performing a operation or like this one, so the very important is what type of value or a class that we're going to preview this one. So here, I'm going to extract that or convert that class into an integer. Since they are all positive value of a number or numeric, so integer is options for that, unless if your column supports a decimal point, so you can pick other. Aside from here, we have also the float. So this is a good stuff to learn. So make sure you need to scan all this thing here before going to try. So for now, I'm going to use this integer. Now for the operation, calculation. Okay. For the calculation, I'm going to pick sum. Okay. So which means I'm going to add all of this. Now for our expression, okay, in the expression part, we need to indicate which column that we're going to choose. So since I'm performing a sum of a quantity, so pick the column here, which is available here, then double click, and there you go. So this is how it shows. So as long you already pick the required field for this demo, or your demo, then just click finish. Now, I would suggest to initialize that value. So by default, I'm going to click or initialize by 0. Okay. Now, for the increment type, I'll prefer none. But on the reset type, let's keep it as this is, just the report. So what our target objective here is, we need to calculate only the total quantity. Okay. So if you're satisfied with this one, okay, so I guess, oops, increment type. What did I say? Right. For the increment type, we just set to none. Okay. Okay, so please take note. Total integer with the calculation sum and the expression quantity. From here, we set the initial value of 0. So that's by default. Increment type to none and reset type to report. Okay, cool. Now we're going to prepare the where we're going to add it that uh, display. So I'm thinking of adding that in the column footer. So let's say from this one here, I'm going to add this column footer. Okay, so let's try by dragging the total in here. Okay, so let's try that if that works. And let's head below. And there you go. Okay. So in here, notice that this display is much farther from our expected. So this is the total here. But in here, in the column footer, since that's a footer, so definitely it will display only on the column section, on the footer section. So let's try to move that a little closer. So let's say okay, so I guess there's no option here. Okay, I would suggest to much better put this as a group. So here, let's right click this one, then create a group. Okay, what's a group? In a group, we can simply group that fields accordingly. For this demo, I'm going to place that total so that it will compress within the section. So let's try. So from here, just keep it. You can change this name to any group that you want. And click next. Make sure we have this header and footer. And click finish. Okay. Yeah. So for now, let's say since we have the group header and the group footer. So for us to demonstrate this properly, let's say going to put that in the footer sections. Although the total is correct, so there's no issues with that. I just want to compress this one in the preview. So with this, I'm going to delete the column footer. So no need for me to use this one because this time we're using groups. So let's preview that. And there you go. Okay. As you can see, it's already moved to the sections that I want. So I don't want to view that down here or this part here. Although you can do that on your normal reports if you want to. So for me, I prefer this way. So let's fix that. So here. Okay. So notice that there's a section here because I keep this group header. Okay. We can delete that, I suppose. So just keeping only the footer. Delete. Header back. Okay, let's try delete. Oops. Oh, so it delete everything. Anyway, let's do it again. Oh, undo. Okay, good. There's an undo section. So column header group. Okay, so we can. Okay, so I just don't mind that one. So we'll just focus on this one. So for this one, I just cover it with the total. So let's pick this up. Okay. Let's say going to copy here and paste it here. So that I have the same format. So I can say this as total. Let's move that a little closer. Okay, so let's preview. Let's see. Okay, cool. That's good. Okay. Okay, so that works. That's a good thing. Okay, so I would suggest that this one, how about we're going to make a group total? Because right now we have we group this as per date, as you can see, like this one. Okay, I'm going to fix this one. There's a bunch here. So let's say going to fix the field so that we have a clear visualization here. If you remember our previous topic, I think this one's okay. So because I'm looking here, the class date. So let's check about the format. There. So in here, I make this in this manner. So I'm going to remove the time so that we can focus on the date itself. Okay, good. Okay. So as you can see, I group this per, if you notice, these were displayed in this manner. We have the date 15, date 17, 18, and 21. So how about we're going to group these according to date. Then later on, we're going to include a auto or groups of total per group. But first, we need to fix this group first. We need to group them accordingly. So the use of this is, of course, we need to add a column, which is the group section. So we have here the group header and the group footer. So since we're dealing with the date, so I'm going to move this one here. Oops. Okay. So moving this one here, we can simply say like this one. Okay. So okay. For us to have a better view, make sure that we are okay. I'll just move this to the left section here. And then let's preview for just for text. Oh, okay. So let's fix our group. For our group here. Okay. Okay. Because a while ago, when we make the group, this one is not yet treated as one group. So what we need to do is, in this section, the header, we're going to include that expressions in here. So I'm going to pick that by expression, and I'm going to group that by date and finish. So here, so this header and expression. So let's try that one once more. Okay, let's check. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, so the first thing is we already, okay, so the grouping is working. So the only thing we need to fix now is the total. So before we proceed to that, we're going to clean up first this one so that we have a good presentation, or nice presentation rather. So let's say, okay, instead of this section here, this header here, I'm going to place that beneath this one here. This one, let's move that a little closer. Okay. Then, okay, we don't need this header anymore. So I'm going to delete that. Okay, let's try. So this is date 15, date 17, 18. Okay, so that one works. Okay, good. Okay, so that's the first part. So using a group, this time our target is we're going to perform a group total. So here, this is a total for overall. So we can move that to the, let's say, going to put that in the column footer. Or, yeah, column footer. At ban. Okay, let's return this to column footer. Okay. We can simply call this as overall total. Okay, so let's preview that. Very good. So now we have here, oh yeah, so I guess this one is okay. Okay, so next, we need to create a total per group. So this is you're going to create a group total. So to do that, you're going to create another variables. Right click here, then create variables. Then from our description, I'm going to name this as group total. Same goes, going to pick that as integer. Okay. And for the calculation, I'm going to, same goes, going to use the basic sum. And for expression, we're going to compute that using quantity. Finish. Okay, let's move that a little closer. Okay. For our initial value, we're going to set that to 0. Okay. Then increment type to none. Reset type. Okay. For our reset type, so instead of report, we're going to, oh, okay. So page 1, column master. Oh, that's weird. There's no group 1. I suppose there's some here. Board. Column master. Let's group total integer. Okay, so this is okay. They're basically the same, but for this one here, I was expecting. Okay, so maybe I need to save this one. So save. Let's see what will happen. There should be a group total on the list. So group total. No, there's no group total. Let me pause for a while. Let me check why does it does not display. Okay, so we're back. I think the reason is sometimes the report took a time to refresh. So what I do is I save this report because our target is we need to select the field, the variable. So this one's a group total. Okay, as you can see, we're having a problem in the reset type, wherein it should have a display of groups. This time, we already have this one. Now, how did I fix this one? So, what I did is, I tried to modify something here and then save. Now, for some reason, that one only refresh if you modified something. So upon returning back, now these groups already appear. Okay. So right now, our reset type is group. Okay. So let's review again. So here we set up the group name, and the bar about the class name here should be integer, and the calculation of sum. Okay, so let's put this a little closer. Okay. Let's see, that one's clear. Let's move one more. Okay. Okay, so here let's go back. We set up the group total, variable class name as integer, calculation as sum. Expression, you only need to pick the column quantity. Initial value expression to 0. Okay. Increment type to none. Incrementer factory class, none. And the reset type. So very important to know the reset type. So here we select the group 1. Because right now we only have group 1. So let's preview that. Okay, let's try. And there you go. Okay, let's check each group. So this is 4. This is 1. This is 5. Okay, this is 12, I suppose. Oh, this one don't have. Okay, so let's. Last part didn't display. So okay. Okay, let's better to have a clear view with this one. So let's fix that in here. So this one is center. So we're going to center this one. So I'm going to copy this. Okay. So this is group total. Okay. So, and this one should be an overall total. So overall total, maybe going to place that somewhere here. Okay. So let's move all these things a little closer. Let's preview that again once more. Okay, there. So now the 12 is up here. So we need to move a little closer. So let's say here and preview. Let's move this one here. Okay. So 4, here 1, here 12, and the last one 17. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so a while ago we're having problems on the reset part. So to fix that, make sure you did something. I don't know, maybe it's some special bugs from the report. So the target is you need to group that according to groups. So right now, you can see, yeah, this one's good now. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's how you work with variables. And of course, with interacts with groups. So if you have some questions, you can post that in the comment sections below. But for now, if you find this video informative, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. See you guys on the next video series. Cheers!